Good evening, everyone. My name is Brianne Scott, and I will be speaking to you this evening about dealing with narcissists. Have any of you ever dealt with a narcissist? Did you experience any negative emotions behind dealing with a narcissist? Me personally, I have. I was raised by a narcissist, and I ended up in a relationship with one. It helped me realize that what we grow up with is what we attract. Once I realized that I wasn't happy, I was sad, I was frustrated, my patience was short, I was always angry, then is when I realized that it was time for a change. I needed to reevaluate myself in order to have a better future and secure my happiness. The first step in that was speaking up for myself. I'm going to give you an example of how I spoke up for myself to my mother. We all get nervous and anxious when we have to speak to our parents about anything, but especially when it comes to how they raise us and how it affects us. That can be a very touchy subject for anybody. But that was really what was my gateway to happiness. I wrote her a letter, laid everything out on the table, and whatever she took from it is just what she took from it. Because I emotionally had to take how I was feeling, dealing with how she treated me, and I took that all the way into adulthood. So it's okay to let it out. Just talk about it, let it out, and breathe. The important thing to understand about dealing with narcissists are the characteristics of a narcissist. They're very manipulative. They like for the attention to be on them at all times, whether it's good attention or bad attention. They will try to control how you feel. They will basically guide you down a path that is beneficial for them and not you. And they will make you feel like what you think and how you feel holds zero importance. But I'm here today to tell you all that how you feel and what you think is very important. Another thing that I've realized after doing quite a bit of research is that statistics show that in the Black community, we are less likely to seek counseling. I personally can attest to that. I felt like I was crazy. People were gonna look at me like, look at her going into the counselor's office. I wonder what she going in there for. Or, oh, she can't figure out her own issues on herself. Something's wrong with her. But we have those resources for a reason. Speaking with a counselor helped me realize that a lot of the things that I was experiencing and going through wasn't my fault. But because I was so used to dealing with the narcissist, they easily made me feel like everything I was going through, felt, did, or didn't do was my fault. To cut that story short, it's also statistically known that Caucasian Americans are more likely to seek counseling, which is true because even when I walked into the counselor's office, I was the only Black person in there. So it was like, here I am, another statistic, but I didn't realize that by me going, that was making me not another statistic. If I would have continued to harbor my emotions and hide how I felt and just comply to what my mother or even the person I was in a relationship with was doing, I would have definitely been a statistic. I would have been an angry Black woman, mad at everything, trying to rule the world. I feel like if you spend too much time in bad relationships, that's just not good. You'll end up down a bad path. You won't ever gain control of your happiness, and you'll never experience that freedom. Once those chains are broken from being in emotional turmoil and you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you'll realize, whew, I did the right thing. I'm not crazy. There are people who care about how I feel. So it's important for everybody to take a step back and think about how they feel, evaluate the people around them, and understand that you might have to lose friends, family members, teachers, whoever, but you are an important individual. In conclusion, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you feel like your thoughts and feelings are of no importance, or you realize that you are continuously putting others before yourself, take a step back and evaluate the people you surround yourself with. If you notice similarities in the people you are attracting, it is time for some emotional spring cleaning. Thank you all for listening, and have a great evening.